Admiral Zexathara clicked her mandibles in what passed for amusement among her species as she reviewed the tactical display. The human fleet hung before them like scattered insects, their crude metal vessels barely registering as threats on the hegemony's advanced sensors. Primitive chemical propulsion, sneered her tactical officer Velkar. Their largest vessels are powered by controlled explosions. How quaint. The bridge crew of the Eternal Dominion shared what humans might have, recognized as laughter, a series of harmonic vibrations that resonated through their carapaces. For 3,000 cycles, the Zarathi hegemony had swept across the galaxy, absorbing or destroying every species they encountered. Their plasma lances could slice through asteroids, their quantum torpedoes could crack moons, and their shield technology was supposedly impenetrable. Humanity would be no different. Just another footnote in the hegemony's endless expansion. Open a channel, Zexathara commanded. Let us offer them the traditional choice. The main screen flickered to life, revealing a human male in what appeared to be a primitive uniform. His species was bipedal, soft-skinned, and utterly unremarkable. Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force met the alien gaze with steady eyes. I am Admiral Zexathara of the Zarathi hegemony, the alien began, her translator rendering the words into perfect English. Your species stands at a crossroads. Submit to absorption into our empire, or face annihilation. Choose wisely. Chen's expression never changed. We choose option 3. There is no option 3. There is now. Chen's smile was cold as vacuum. We decline both offers. Zexathara's mandibles clicked rapidly, the Zarathi equivalent of laughter. Your fleet consists of chemical rockets and kinetic weapons. We have analyzed your technology. You cannot even manipulate plasma coherently. How do you expect to survive against forces that have conquered 1,000 worlds? You know what your problem is? Chen replied. You've been winning so long you've forgotten how to fight someone with nothing left to lose. The transmission cut. Velkar's reading showed the human fleet moving into attack formation. Admiral, their weapons are peculiar. Mass drivers, nuclear warheads, and some form of railgun technology. Shall I prepare the plasma batteries? No, Zexathara said, still amused. Let them fire first. I want recordings of their primitive weapons bouncing harmlessly off our shields. The first wave of human attacks came exactly as predicted. Kinetic projectiles that their shields absorbed effortlessly. Nuclear detonations that merely created pretty light shows against their barrier fields. The bridge crew's harmonic laughter filled the air. Then something changed. Admiral, Velkar's voice carried a note of confusion. They're launching something different. Small craft, very fast, but the readings are strange. On the tactical display, dozens of tiny human vessels streaked toward the hegemony fleet. Unlike the massive battleships, these were sleek, minimal, barely more than engines with a single occupant. Suicide runs, Zexathara observed dismissively. How typically primitive. Their soft bodies won't even dent our armor. The first fighter struck the shield of the nearest hegemony vessel and passed through as if the barrier didn't exist. The pilot inside was human, a young woman whose last transmission was a simple phrase, "For Earth." The explosion that followed was unlike anything in the Zarathi database. Instead of the brief flare of chemical or even nuclear detonation, this was something else entirely. The human fighter's engine didn't explode. It unraveled. Matter converted directly to energy in a cascade reaction that tore through space-time itself. The hegemony ship didn't just die. It ceased to exist in any meaningful way, leaving only twisted metal that glowed with impossible energies. What was that? Zexathara demanded. More fighters were getting through. Each one carried the same payload, a human pilot and an engine, that operated on principles the hegemony had never encountered. As each fighter found its target, the results were catastrophic. Ships that had conquered star systems vanished in bursts of light that would burn for centuries. Admiral, Velkar's voice was now edged with panic. I'm detecting massive energy signatures from the human fleet. They're not using chemical propulsion at all. They've been hiding their true technology. The truth hit Zexathara like a physical blow. The humans had never been primitive. Every reading, every scan, every tactical analysis had been carefully orchestrated. They had made themselves appear backward while mastering something the hegemony had never seen: the controlled annihilation of matter and antimatter within a containment field that doubled as a propulsion system. Their primitive kinetic weapons weren't meant to penetrate shields. They were meant to map them, to find frequencies and harmonics. The nuclear strikes weren't attacks. They were range-finding devices. Everything had been preparation for the real assault. "How?" Zexathara whispered. Admiral Chen's voice crackled over the communication system one last time. "You want to know our secret? We've been at war with ourselves for our entire history. We've spent millennia perfecting the art of killing, and when we ran out of enemies on our planet, we turned that expertise to the stars. You've conquered 1,000 worlds, but you've never faced anyone who made warfare into an art form." The last thing Zexathara saw was a human fighter diving directly toward her flagship, its pilot's calm voice counting down over the radio. 3, 2, 1, see you in hell. The Eternal Dominion joined the growing debris field that now marked the edge of human space. The wreckage would continue to glow with residual antimatter radiation for millennia, a warning to any species that might consider humanity an easy target. In the aftermath, when other alien civilizations detected the energy signatures from the battle, they found something that made them reconsider their expansion plans: a debris field that spelled out a message in a dozen galactic languages, created from the carefully arranged wreckage of the hegemony fleet. It read simply, "Here lies the Zerathi hegemony. They underestimated humans." The message was signed, "Humanity. We tried to warn you.